Once upon a time, it seemed like Prince Charles and Princess Diana were living a fairy tale romance. Sadly, however, nothing could be further from reality, and the two royals actually endured a relationship full of infidelity, anger, and self-destruction. This is the truth about Charles and Diana's marriage. In the 1970s, all eyes were on Prince Charles as he dated around, hoping to find a wife. According to certain tabloid sources, the young prince had a fling with Princess Diana's sister, Lady Sarah Spencer, in 1977. The following year, she insisted that they were just friends, telling Time magazine, "There is no chance of me marrying him. I'm not in love with him." Describing Charles as a, quote, romantic who falls in love easily, Sarah claimed, "I wouldn't marry anyone I didn't love, whether he were the dustman or the King of England." But she did have some nice things to say about him, too, and revealed, "Charles makes me laugh a lot. I really enjoy being with him." However, Princess Diana had a different take on their relationship, according to transcribed audio tapes from 1991 that were later published by the Daily Mail. Diana recalled, "My sister Sarah was all over him like a bad rash, and I thought, God, he must really hate that." Diana also claimed that her sister dated the prince for 9 months, noting that the three of them attended the same social events for about 2 years before she herself started dating Charles. When he invited both sisters to his 30th birthday in 1978, Diana claimed that her sister asked,
"Well, why is Diana coming as well?" And I said, "Well, I don't know, but I'd like to come."
Lady Sarah Spencer became Lady Sarah McCorquodale when she married Neil McCorquodale in 1980. When Charles and Diana announced their engagement in 1981, she referred to herself as Cupid, boasting, "I introduced them." On February 25, 1981, Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer announced their engagement. She was 19 years old and he was 32. Previously, Charles had faced pressure to get married due to his age and status as heir to the British throne. At the time, he told The Guardian, "I think that Diana will keep me young, apart from anything else. I think I shall be exhausted." But when asked about the age difference, Diana told the outlet, "No, I haven't somehow thought about it. I mean, it's only 12 years and lots of people have got married with that sort of age difference. I just feel you are as old as you think you are." After years of speculation about who the Prince of Wales would marry, his courtship with Princess Diana actually progressed pretty quickly, and they tied the knot on July 29th of that year. In her book, Prince Charles, The Passions and Paradoxes of an Improbable Life, Sally Bedell Smith asked, "Why did he marry Diana, who at 20 was 12 years younger than he, and more pertinently, a woman he barely knew after just a dozen dates?" It's worth noting, of course, that they had actually met nearly 4 years prior in November 1977 when Diana was just 16 years old. In 1992, Andrew Morton released the book Diana, Her True Story, which revealed a great deal of information about Diana's marriage with Prince Charles. At the time, palace officials adamantly denied that she cooperated with Morton's project in any way. Shortly after her untimely death, however, Morton admitted that Diana was his source and changed the title to Diana, Her True Story in her own words, revealing that Diana recorded interviews, provided photographs, and approved every page. Morton shared transcripts of the audio tapes and a series of articles later published by the Daily Mail. The recordings were also featured in the documentary Diana in Her Own Words. Morton explained that the princess knew he was researching her for a book. Then she gradually started testing him by giving their mutual friend, Dr. James Colthurst, snippets of information for news articles. By 1991, Diana had decided to cooperate for a book, but she couldn't talk with Morton directly. Instead, Morton gave questions to Colthurst, who recorded her answers and handed the tapes over to Morton. She even passed along love letters she claimed Prince Charles received from his then-mistress, Camilla Parker Bowles. In 1992, Princess Diana and Prince Charles announced their separation. Queen Elizabeth then reportedly urged them to divorce soon after Diana's headline-making 1995 Panorama interview with Martin Bashir. When asked whether Charles's then alleged affair with Camilla Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of their marriage, Diana infamously answered,
"Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded."
Let's back it up a bit. In March 1981, footage surfaced of Princess Diana crying at the airport as Prince Charles departed on a plane. At the time, it seemed like she missed her fiancé. However, those tears were actually about something else. According to the transcribed recordings released by the Daily Mail, Princess Diana said that moment had nothing to do with him going, revealing, "The most awful thing had happened before he went. I was in his study talking to him when the telephone rang. It was Camilla. It just broke my heart." Claiming she'd once heard Charles tell Camilla that he will always love her, Diana also revealed that she once found a personalized bracelet that Charles bought for Camilla ahead of their nuptials. She explained, "He took the bracelet lunchtime on Monday. We got married on the Wednesday." She also recalled, "As I walked up the aisle, I was looking for Camilla. At night, I dreamt of Camilla the whole time." Prince Charles married Parker Bowles in April 2005, 7 years after Diana's death. While speaking with the BBC's Martin Bashir in 1995, Princess Diana opened up about her relationship with British Army soldier James Hewitt, who later wrote a tell-all book called Love and War. She said, "He was a great friend of mine at a very difficult, yet another difficult time, and he was always there to support me. And I was absolutely devastated when this book appeared because I trusted him and because, again, I worried about the reaction of my children." When Bashir asked whether their relationship went, quote, "beyond a close friendship into being, quote, unfaithful," Diana responded, "Yes, I adored him. Yes, I was in love with him, but I was very let down." Diana also had an alleged affair with bodyguard Barry Mannicky in 1985. In the Andrew Morton recording transcripts that were released in 2017, she discussed an affair which seemingly alluded to Mannicky but didn't actually mention him by name. Diana revealed, "When I was 24 or 25, I was deeply in love with someone who worked in security. Eventually, he had to go, and then 3 weeks after he left, he was killed in a motorbike accident." Diana also described this person as the greatest love she had ever had. Mannicky died in a motorcycle accident in 1987. During her interview tapes for Andrew Morton's book, Princess Diana opened up about her battle with bulimia during her marriage to Charles, claiming that it started the week after they got engaged. She alleged, "My husband put his hands on my waistline and said, 'Oh, a bit chubby here, aren't we?' And that triggered off something in me." And the Camilla thing. The princess then revealed, "The first time I was measured for my wedding dress, I was 29 inches around the waist. The day I got married, I was 23.5 inches. I had shrunk into nothing from February to July."
You inflicted upon yourself because your self-esteem is at a low ebb and you don't think you're worthy or valuable.
Her struggle continued even when she was pregnant with eldest son Prince William. Diana said, "I couldn't sleep, didn't eat, the whole world was collapsing around me. Very, very difficult pregnancy indeed. Sick the whole time, bulimia and morning sickness." Diana added, "I don't know what my husband fed the Queen. He definitely told her about my bulimia, and she told everybody that was the reason why our marriage had cracked up, because of Diana's eating, and it must be so difficult for Charles." If you or someone you know is struggling with an eating disorder, please contact the National Eating Disorder Association's helpline at 1-800-931-2237 or chat with one of their helpline volunteers on NEDA's website. In 1992, a telephone conversation from 3 years earlier between Princess Diana and her longtime friend James Gilby was secretly leaked to the media. Gilby reportedly referred to Diana as darling more than 50 times and called her by a pet name Squidgy 14 times. As a result, the ordeal was deemed Squidgygate. Diana and Gilby also appeared to blow kisses to one another, and Gilby allegedly mentioned playing with himself. Meanwhile, Diana complained about the royal family and her marriage with Prince Charles, saying he made her life, quote, real torture. During her 1995 BBC interview, Panorama's Martin Bashir asked about the scandal. Diana responded, "The implications of that conversation were that we'd had an adulterous relationship, which was not true." Diana also theorized that the conversation was published in order to make the public change their attitude towards her, saying, "If we are going to divorce, my husband would hold more cards than I would. It was very much a poker game, chess game." In the taped interview Princess Diana recorded for Andrew Morton in 1991, she admitted to harming herself just months after she and Prince Charles got married. Diana said, "I was so depressed and I was trying to cut my wrists with razor blades." Diana also noted that doctors put her on high doses of Valium as well as a number of other medications. She continued, "When I was 4 months pregnant with William, I threw myself downstairs trying to get my husband's attention, for him to listen to me. The Queen comes out absolutely horrified, shaking. She was so frightened." Another time, Princess Diana explained that she wanted to talk to Charles about something but claimed he wouldn't listen to her. She said she subsequently picked up a knife and scratched herself heavily down her chest and both thighs. Diana alleged, "There was a lot of blood and he hadn't made any reaction whatsoever. I was just so desperate." If you or anyone you know is having suicidal thoughts, please call or chat online with the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK 8255. When Princess Diana started dating Prince Charles, she was a relatively unknown teenager. Almost overnight, however, she became one of the most photographed women in the world. Diana even earned the nickname the People's Princess because of how she interacted with the public during her appearances. In 2018, Queen Elizabeth's cousin, Lady Elizabeth Anson, told People magazine that it was not lost on Charles that, in the eyes of the public, Diana sort of metamorphosed into a very, very elegant blonde beauty. During an appearance on the Fatal Voyage podcast, Paul Burrell, Princess Diana's butler, claimed when the royal couple were doing engagements all around the world, the crowds wanted to see Diana, and they would chant Diana's name. And of course, Charles would come back from the engagement and be furious. Burrell went on to allege that Charles would tell his wife, "Why do they want to see you? I married you and made you royal. You weren't born royal. Why do they want to see you? I can't understand it." Of course, it goes without saying that decades after her tragic death, Princess Diana is still very popular with the public. Despite all of the drama in their relationship, it turns out that Princess Diana never actually wanted to divorce Prince Charles. During her 1995 Panorama interview, she told Martin Bashir,
But my husband asked for separation and I supported it.
It was not your idea.
No.
Confessing that she desperately wanted it to work, Diana revealed that she thought she and Prince Charles had made a very good team. However, after Andrew Morton's book was released, the couple got their lawyers together and discussed separation. Speaking about moving forward with their legal separation, Diana admitted to Bashir that she felt a deep and profound sadness about it all, but clarified that it wasn't really her decision. At that point, she claimed that they hadn't discussed full-blown divorce, even though the rest of the world clearly had. After the interview aired, Queen Elizabeth reportedly sent Princess Diana a letter encouraging a divorce. Princess Diana and Prince Charles's divorce was finalized in August 1996, but their marriage will most likely be discussed forever, as there are still new revelations coming to light about their time together even decades later. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite royals are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.